what inspired you to organize a conference?
Hi everyone. This conference emerged from the Greek refugee camps. We were there creating together a collective, refugees, locals, migrants, and we wanted to create multicultural events in the camps and come together to create new performances, usually with our pain and our alienation. So we did that. We did events like that for a few months. And then last March, 2 young people died in the Greek camps. And I was very impacted by that, maybe because they had similar age with the people that I was working with. So we had a conversation. Ahmed, who is also in the call with us, was part of it. And Ahmed said to me, "You lost hope. I want us to come. I want to come back to Greece and to help people in the camps. I know how it has been to be there, and I want you to reach out to our international community and invite them to come with us to help us help." And that's how PPLG emerged. So it led to an organizing meeting with 40 people from 20 countries who helped to prepare this conference in April. So I want to ask Ahmed, what made you to want to come back?
Thanks, Elena. And you know, maybe when we was there, we met you, and how was the situation there? And it's the first shock after you are out of your country and you are suffering there and you don't know anybody. So he was very suffering there. And maybe that's what I want to join and I want to do. It's just to give something back to Greece people who was helping us. I'm very thankful for them and everybody there. I met them from all around the world, not just Greece people, who was I see very hospitality from them. And maybe we can do something. That's what we was doing in Syria. I was working to help everybody there, and I want to continue that with amazing people like all of you guys. So we want to just go back there and maybe we can do something. And meeting all of you, it's just give us ideas jumping like this in our mind. That's amazing thing to see all of you also. And I want to ask Yulie, it's the first step when I was there in the first camp. I told you it's the first shock for the refugees there, to changing all the situation for them. How do you feel when you meet the people there, and what is the situation now for them?
How do I feel when I meet these people? It has changed during the years, because when you came, as you remember, the needs were the basic needs of a human being, like having dry clothes, a cup of tea, some food, and a shelter or medical care. By that time, I was feeling, sometimes I felt that I didn't live it. It was like I was feeling like playing in a movie of a war movie, where the backgrounds of the war, you know, it was the shore. I had very strong the feeling of the war. You people brought it with you, injured by war. And we were, you know, the people helping at the backgrounds of the war. This feeling is still with me that, you know, the basic feeling for me is that there is no other, we are all one, that it has been raised these years and established in me, that we are one, all we are one. And now, because the situation has changed after the EU-Turkey deal, and no many boats can come anymore like they used to come, and so much police and Frontex and big NGOs are involved in taking the boats safe, let's say. For me now, the very important thing is to create this community altogether. We live in a planet that the big movement of population has happened maybe already, and now it's the time to create the new communities. So maybe the education that possibly we have here in the West and you lost it in your countries, somehow we have to make again education again, vocational training, and also what it attracts me in PPLG, to do all that, it is very basic to create safe and playful inner spaces. Because if somebody feels playful, inner, it's an inner feeling, and he feels safe, that then he can create everything. A whole together can create everything. And now I want to ask Francesco. Francesco, you're Italian, you're not Greek, you have big experiences working with camps, with many people. How did you join PPLG?
I joined thanks to the invitation of Elena, and through my motivation to play, to understand that, as you said, Yulie, play and performance, but play in general. Theater can give us the possibility to transform, to really think about alternative to the traumas, to the suffering, to the difficulties that we might have lived. And I lived on myself. I've transformed also my life through this process of theater as a tool, play as a tool. So to reconnect to our own humanity, and this is how I connected with this community, rediscovering my own humanity after some experiences, personal and also professional, around the world with different communities, and also my motivation and commitment to do something, especially in this moment and especially now in Europe. Something can be done. I believe it. I'm actually devoting my life to that. I'm devoting all my energies, who I am, who I was, to this. I believe it's possible to create alternatives to this. So this is how I connected to this community. Yes, I want to ask Esben. I dare to ask two questions that might be connected. The first is, what drives you? What is your motivation to be part of this community? And the second is, what do you need? What do you need to carry on with your work?
It's a lot of frustration about what the world is like now, and then also the experience, the practical experience of doing something different and seeing that it's possible. And I think often this is what I need, is that in this work, and I think a lot of us can relate to that, I often find myself feeling lonely. So even though I'm connected with you right now in this moment, and even though I work with people at community here in Denmark and creating a different kind of school. I still often find that I'm by myself. And I think it's that disconnected, like the feeling of being disconnected or lonely or by myself. That's where the despair lives, where the frustration or the sadness or so I think what I need is to stay connected.
Us to bring together creative and scholarship activists across Europe in this moment in history.
Help us in building together this community in order to create a change through play and performance and hope. Be together with us.
Help us to create safe, playful inner spaces for everybody.
Sometimes you feel lost and you find yourself between this amazing group. That makes sense, and we can do a lot together.